welcome to the program. Yesterday, the movie Keep at Heart premiered in Kiev. The story gives a glimpse into the path of a Ukrainian soldier through the ongoing Eastern Ukraine conflict. Joining us in the studio to talk about the movie is the film producer, Vasyl Medianyi. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. It's nice to be here.
So my understanding is that it's the story of a family through the ongoing conflict in Eastern Ukraine. Can you tell us more about this movie, please?
Actually, we started the movie in 2016, and we wanted to portray the situation that was there in 2014, actually when the war started, when we were not ready in our minds, and the army was not ready also either with the conflict. And so it's a story about a family when he is a former military man, and having the situation there and watching it, how it's going on, and having he sees that his just fellow, he dies there in the eastern part of Ukraine, and he makes up the decision to go there and defend the country.
What's interesting there is my understanding is you go back and forth between the front line and come back to the front line. This idea of trauma is actually depicted here. Mm-hmm. Why is it important to show that human face here?
No, for so much time we were not having any conflicts, and the situation changed within years, totally different. Yes, and how the family in Ukraine, how we feel here when we have peace in one part of Ukraine and there is a war. For already 4 years that we have the conflict, we have the feeling that the war is somewhere there, but not here. But it's going on and people die. And it comes to a family. And our main actor and actress, so we have one family and show how it's going on with them. So she is a businesswoman and she is not ready to give some money for the volunteers first. And then when she knows that her husband has gone to the war and she may lose him, now she changed her mind because it's something that within her, and she goes to the volunteers and gives propose her help to them.
Yesterday you premiered this movie in Kiev. Mm-hmm. What was the reaction in the public? How was it perceived?
Actually, we would rather ask them, but it was a full house, and we had a full of applause there, and many people came, and especially those volunteers that were there. So they showed their respect, actually, because they say that it was exactly the way we showed it in our film. Why was that? Because all the stories that we had in this movie, it's almost 80% the stories of those volunteers, those soldiers that were there. And the fighters told from each of them their story, and we united it in a movie. One of the main heroes there, he was not an actor. He was a volunteered soldier that was there. And there were so many interesting stories that we decided and tried to involve him there in the movie as an actor. And he showed very good, actually. He was living there. Though it was very hard for him because each time he sees this movie, I know it's for sure, next day he goes to the hospital, and because he again and again it goes through his heart, and he feels very bad because he lost so many friends there.
So these are the story of ordinary men and women through the war. Recently there was a big hit on the screen, Kiborg, depicting the fall of the Donetsk airport, which is more shot as a action movie, some would say. a true story too, but an action movie. Why is it important to give a glimpse on ordinary men and women and to give that perspective?
Kiborgi is a more military movie. Ours is a social drama. And we wanted, as I told, to take one family and show how it goes with them, how they understand, how they feel. There's a perfect role of a daughter of our main hero that was there, and she showed very nice. We all have children, we all have families, and many of our neighbors, they lost their husband, sons, and it goes with them. It's not an easy watching movie, I would say, because when all the movies are, actually it's about feelings, how you feel, either very happy, or unhappy, or bad, or good. But here, one family which goes there, they changed all of them. And even the soldier himself, he changed, it changed a lot in his mind, this war.
So would you say it's some sort of universal story?
It's universal, but it's depicted exactly from the eastern part of Ukraine that we had all these stories. And one more thing I would like to say, you know, when we had some voluntary screening of the movie to the soldiers there, nearby Vinnytsia, where we actually filmed the movie, one of the ladies that came to us, she was a military one, and she says, can I hope that there will be a second part of the movie? And we said, maybe we'll think of it, because our hero, he goes. Actually, we don't know whether he will come to an enemy part of what we in movies say, or family parts of Ukraine. So which flag he is going to see. But this particular lady, she wanted him to come back to the family. That's what she wanted. And I wondered why. And her officer said, just when she left, because her husband, he was the first man to die in their city. And, you know, it's psychologically, she wants this main hero to come back to the family. And actually, there's no doubt there's a lot of such people that would have a happy ending.
So this is an ongoing conflict. What are the challenges to shoot during an ongoing conflict? I mean, what would you say would be have been your main challenge?
You know, we for so many years, actually, we having the USSR, aims were different totally to what we have. No one would expect that our neighbor would have a war with us. And nowadays, we want to show, to grow up our main heroes, our own army officers that we would have as a best portrait for the youth, for the young people. And not just for some recent years, we were watching this FBI from America, from FBR from Russia. So they are very good, very nice. But we have we have to have a good example for our young people.
So the idea is to create part of an identity here, and
yes, you know, we. Psychologically, young people, they have to admire somebody. Let it be Ukrainian best soldiers, best fighters. We have to change the mind of our people, ordinary people, of our society, that our policemen, our guards, our soldiers, are good. They are fighting for their families. That's the reason why we actually started the movie.
Well, thank you very much to come in the studio for
thank you so much.
This. It was a pleasure to have you in the studio. That was the film producer Vasyl Medianyi. Thank you for watching the program. Stay tuned for the rest.